Hello, everybody. We are live. And today I am excited because I brought friends with me. Yay. Today I'm going to be talking about Mentresses who master masterminds. And I brought some Mentresses with me today. So this is going to be awesome. We're going to hear from some of the folks that have been involved in our mastermind program, the Excalibur Mastermind Program at CIBN Connect. And we're going to talk about what kind of things do we mastermind there and how has this impacted our business? And I don't know, maybe we might even mastermind on something today. So who knows what we might do, because we're just a crazy bunch of gals who just like to do stuff. So who knows where we might go. So let me introduce to you my partners in crime today. Woohoo! Melody Grant, Donna Dahl, and Darlene. Woohoo! Yay! All right. So, ladies, why don't we just take a moment for you, first of all, to say like what it is that you do and tell everybody what kind of business you have, what kind of, and then I think we'll just start with what kind of business you have and what kind of business people you're looking forward to do business with. Okay. Just so that they have an understanding of who all is involved in our mastermind program and what kind of businesses this might be good for. So Melody, I'm going to start with you if you want to tell everybody.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Melody Grant. I have a company called Railgun Results Marketing. We specialize in automation and strategy for small businesses. We help you figure out what it is that you need to do to get your business into the best situation for your situation. Because not everybody needs to do all of the same steps in their marketing. We are KEEP certified partners, and we like to show you how to get rid of the boring stuff in your life by automating all of that, as well as making sure that you are actually doing all of your follow-up. So we help clients with their lead generation, with their converting of their leads, keeping their leads, getting them happy, upselling them, and getting them to refer other people to you. Right now, we are actually, we have a special offer for landscapers. So now is the best time to be filling up your calendars for next year. So anybody in the landscaping business is who we're looking for at the moment.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. You've been part of CIBN's Mastermind Program for a while now, right? It's been a few years. Awesome. Okay, well, we'll come back to that in a minute. Right now, let's talk to Donna Doll. Donna Doll is in the house. Woohoo! Donna Doll is certainly someone who qualifies as a mentress. So, Donna, tell us who you are, what you do, and why you are so excited.
Well, thank you very, very much, Kerry. I deal in words. So, is there possibly something that works for you 24/7 without you having to be there? And I say to you, that is your words. Your words appear on your website. Your words appear on your social media. Your words work for you, even though you might not be there. So, what if you could create words about you and for you that made a difference? I am an author, an editor, a book shepherd, someone who can work with, for instance, your profile to polish it so it's just a little shinier or it shines just a little brighter. Because who knows when you're going to need to have that elevated persona. I love to work with individuals who, for instance, want to create a more rapid level of authority. And there's no better way to do that than by writing your own book. So what if you could create your own words of wisdom in a book that you might use instead of a business card, instead of a brochure, but that people could use as your story to help attract your clientele. This past year, I've been privileged to work with several authors who have become Amazon bestsellers, and I have edited in the neighborhood of 250,000 words in this past year, if not more. So editing, proofreading, anything words. Think of me, Donna Doll. Thank you.
Awesome. So you can tell Donna's done this before. She was actually one of the first people who ever joined our mastermind program. I think I make jokes and say we tricked her into joining because we didn't have very much. It was all promises way back in about 2011. And she's been with us in a mastermind program ever since. So we're going to be talking about some of the things that she's been able to apply to her business and things that have been happening for her over the last decade being part of this program. I also want to introduce to you someone who's fairly new to the mastermind program, only been involved for the last few months. And she has a very different story, of course, because she has a new business. But Darlene, why don't you start out by introducing yourself and telling everybody who you are and what you do and what kind of a person you're looking for in your business to help you grow your business.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Darlene Petrie, and I'm with Scam Prevention International, and I'm located in Calgary, but I offer my services worldwide to educate people and increase awareness on how internet users can detect and protect themselves from various online scams, including identity theft, which is a real big issue. I'm so sorry. The doorbell doesn't normally ring here.
It'll always happen when you're in the middle of a live, I'm telling you.
I'm going to put them outside. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
All right, awesome. That's great. We're glad you're here with us, and she'll be right back. Okay, so these gals are all part of our Excalibur Mastermind Program. And the Excalibur Mastermind Program is where we bring business owners together for brainstorming and strategy sessions. And it's CIBN's Excalibur program. It's kind of like the Knights of the Round Table. We all ride in from our various kingdoms, exhausted, usually hungry, needing alcohol. Getting to the round table and, dealing with our stuff. And sometimes it's the challenge that we had this week. Sometimes it is the idea that we need to flesh out. Sometimes it's a decision that we need to make. And there's the wisdom of all of these people around the group. And then we also have additional training sessions where we will actually do some training for 30 or 40 minutes and then apply it to our business. So there's these different ways that we do the masterminds. But I'm going to get Melody to unmute herself. First of all, Melody, talk to me about Mastermind, the Excalibur program that you've been a part of with CIBN. For how long now have you been a part of it?
I lost track. I think 4 years. So can't remember for sure, but I believe it's 4 years. This pandemic just makes the time trying to seem to go differently. So I did take a holiday while I was living down in Florida, but we are back back now. And now that it doesn't matter whether we're in person or not, because we do the mastermind online now, we'll be carrying on from wherever we are. So we found that just having a like-minded group of people who are entrepreneurs and actual business owners, not just self-employed people necessarily, who understand that there is things that you're not going to see in your own business that other people will look at, will listen to what you say and come up with, well, you need to do this. And it's one of those, well, of course I have to do that. Why didn't I just do that? So we found that the being in the mastermind has been a great help because we are really good at what we do for other people. Sometimes we just need a little push for getting our own stuff done. So just the interactions have been great, and all of the suggestions from everybody else have been a boon to our business.
So you've been doing this for 4 years now. It must be having some kind of return on investment for you. It can't be like just completely sucking up time and money, right?
That would be correct. You know what, though? This is awful of a marketer to say. I don't know the exact number for the ROI since we do barter. I, I know that we are getting a results. I do know that we make money from having come to the masterminds as well as being members of CIBN. At one time, we had all of our clients were in the States, and then when we joined the CIBN, we got between 10 and 20 local clients within a year or less, and that was directly from being in the CIBN.
Awesome. Yeah, I know Richard is her business partner and her other half. And I know he was talking recently about some people that he picked up again from US too, being part of CIBN as well, because now we're global and online and everything. But that's cool. So it's been good. You're not regretting it, not looking for a way out since they shut the meeting down. That's awesome.
No, we're quite happy to come along.
Oh, great. Donna Doll. Donna Doll has been around actually since the inception of the Mastermind program. Donna, unmute yourself and tell us what has your experience been like? What have you actually learned or applied to your business, and how's it helping you?
Well, excuse me. Mastermind has been a wonderful place to meet entrepreneurs who are ready to take the next step. You know, you wouldn't join Mastermind unless you had that feeling of readiness. It's a place where, on the one hand, you get to bring your wisdom, but on the other hand, you're bringing a realm of vulnerability as well as confidence that when you ask the question, there's going to be somebody there that can give you several answers. Give you some things to think about, give you some possibilities of moving forward, something that you wouldn't get simply from working with one person. And I mean, I do empowerment coaching with one-on-one, but that's a different world than stepping into Mastermind, where you're being able to draw on maybe something like 60 or 70 or 80 years of business experience, all in the space of a single hour or two. It's very, very empowering.
It is. You know, we're seeing so much growth in people, and sometimes for some people, it's just they come a few times. We have sponsors who are part of Mastermind as well, and they don't come always as often, but they'll show up when they have a problem. Then we help them fix their problem, and away they go. And they just continue to be part of the sponsorship program because they're really short on time. And then we have these people who come all the time, come regularly, always they're sewing into themselves, always building themselves up. Donna Dahl has been a consistent attendee at the Mastermind since the program began in, I think it was about 2011. And, you know, I always make jokes that I tricked her into joining because we didn't have anything back then. I said, it's going to be great. We're going to have all these, you know, awesome experts that are going to help us grow our business. And she said, like who? I was like, like you. Because she was like the first one. And it must not have been a total loss of time and money for you, because here you are still today,
Yes.
part of the program.
Yeah, you know, Mastermind is a place where you begin to solidify business relationships, so that those relationships can grow outside of a Mastermind meeting as well as growing within the meeting. And so, I mean, I think we're all in the business of relationship building.
Absolutely. It's a lot more intense at the Mastermind level than it is at the networking level, because CIBN has a networking level where people just get together and network. But the networking brings you a lead for the day. Well, Mastermind brings you a strategy that is applicable right now, putting a brick into the side of your castle wall that you can then, you know, build an empire on, and it's there forever. You know, it's something that continues to feed your business. It's not just a lead for the day, but a strategy for the year. It might be worth $20,000 this year or $80,000 this year, depending on what strategy it was and how quickly you were able to implement it. So we've got some really great stuff happening in those areas. We also have a program in the Mastermind program, and it's on right now. It's actually, if you're watching this in November of 2021, it's on right now. We open it up in November, and it's only on during the month of November. And we open it up one day a year in June. It's part of a conference that we put on. We let people who attend that conference upgrade to this level for that one day. But generally, if you miss it in November, you miss it, because this is it. This is the big deal. So in November, we run a program where you can pay one time and never pay again. And you get all the masterminding and all of the CIBN online events, all the networking, all the training for social media, all the training for goal setting and networking, all the different kinds of programs that we put on throughout the year. It all comes in one package, and it's available right now. It is, you'd think that would be thousands and thousands of dollars, because the networking alone is worth 10 grand a year, you know, but the actual price on it right now is $2,997. So I brought in somebody today who bought it in that one day that was available last year. Darlene picked it up at the end of June in 2021, and she's been part of the Excalibur group, taking advantage of all of the mastermind stuff in CIBN and all the networking stuff and the training for about the last 5-6 months. Darlene, what has your experience been? Was that a good use of your money and time, or what's happened?
Oh, absolutely. And well worth way more than what I paid to get into it. And so I will finish telling you who I am. And so I am Darlene from Scam Prevention International, and we do really want to make sure that when people are on the internet and having, presentations like this, that they are safe on the internet and that their identity is safe as well, especially with all of the ransomware thefts that are going on. And people really need to ensure that they themselves, their children, their businesses, their customers, that they're all safe. And so we do have tools that are available that can help people with that. And I do love speaking about scam prevention. So I'm always looking for opportunities to do presentations. So if anybody has any clients or clientele or any businesses that would like to have someone come and speak about scam prevention, I do specialize in the different types of scam prevention, because I always thought, I never knew anything about it. And you'd be surprised of how many people don't know anything about scams. So it's something that really needs to get out there. And this year, I am going to be focusing some of my more independent type of training on women 50 plus, because with the COVID, it has been increasing numbers of people who are using it that are 50 and over, because they've learned how to use the internet, they've learned how to use their devices, so they want to be able to do it safely. They want to be able to know that when they're getting that call or that black blurred out vision on their screen, that it is really their grandchild who's calling them because they need help, because they are thrown in jail or whatever the scammers use for that day, and often they're not. So it's something that's really needed out there. I do have monthly program that I will be doing live each month, to focus a little bit. And I have to say that is all thanks to CIBN Mastermind. And I have to say, what I have learned from them is I am more confident in who I am, because if this would have happened, my dog barking like that and me having to go off the air, if that would have happened, I wouldn't have come back. I would have said, sorry, Kerry, you're on your own. I learned that, you know what? Life happens. I mean, we do what we can to have those situations not happen. But I learned that from Kerry, from CIBN. I learned that I can ask the people in CIBN for support. I put out this beautiful publication and I thought, now what? And I was able to get sponsors through the CIBN to help me decide what's going to happen with this, beautiful publication. And I just, before I joined CIBN, I always said, I want to be the Tony Robbins of scam prevention. Didn't have any idea about speaking or anything like that, but that's who I wanted to be. And I'm saying wanted because that's the past, right? Actually, I truly want to be the Kerry George of Scam Prevention International. She has taken off. I really literally felt like I had a ton of lead, or a ton of I'm going to say feathers, not lead, because 1,000 pounds of lead is going to be a big chunk of lead, but 1,000 pounds of feathers all over the place. The wind blows, it goes that way. That's the way I went. The wind blows that way. That's the way I went. And it is not like that anymore. I know the direction I'm going in. I know that I am passionate about scam prevention. I know that it's something that really needs to get out there, and I now have a focus group. I will continue to provide, once a month, open training for everybody because everybody needs to do it. But I really learned that focusing and starting small. I don't have to solve the whole world of scam prevention today, although I'd like to. But
That's awesome. So it's been a tremendous experience for you because you are a newer business, and she had all kinds of ideas, and that's true. They were all over the map, and she thought I should join this thing and I should do that. And I saw in the mastermind that Darlene just became more and more focused on getting things done, putting things together in buyable packages and chunks. I think that's one of the other things we do in Mastermind a lot is we talk about, like, how do you package things? How do you price things? And we run things past each other and get feedback. I know that's a huge thing for people when they start in, a business. They're trying, or even sometimes people have been around for a couple of years and they've got their packaging is just all a mess. And people are confused. I was actually today, I was online with someone today, and they were telling me I'm currently buying a program from them for $100 a month, and I'm paying for another one that's $50 a month. And apparently I'm not supposed to be paying for the $50 a month, but their system didn't tell them that I was in 2 programs. So there's a problem right there. See, Melody's going, So Melody could fix that. If they were in our mastermind, they wouldn't have that problem because they would know, right? So that's problem number one. Next thing was they're trying to sell me something for $500 that should have been included in package number 1. So I was a little ticked off because I was like, how come you guys don't know how to package things? Like, what's wrong with you? But I realized that people out there that are not part of a mastermind, they don't know this stuff, right? So they're actually trying to upsell their existing customers. And I'm like, no, like the best way to build a membership is to pack value in for your existing customers. So they brag about you and tell everybody about how awesome you are. And then you get lots more customers. You see, I don't lack for customers to say how awesome CIBN is. Darlene wants to be me when she grows up. Can you imagine? It's so fun. Why is that? Well, it's because
I don't, because I'm never going to grow up.
Okay, there you go. Melody has Peter Pan syndrome. That's awesome. And we need some of those too because they keep us all young. That's awesome. So, different people getting different things from the Mastermind program and also contributing in different ways. As you can see here, we have 3 experts from 3 completely different fields. Melody Grant is a female techie. Hello. She knows all about stuff like automation and systems and Infusionsoft. And by the way, she will actually blow your mind if you want to get into things like website design and search engine optimization and anything that really has to do with online marketing. She's been a guru at it for years. Okay, we got Donna Dahl, who has written not 1, not 2, but 6 books and published them. And she coaches people an empowerment coaching, and she also takes coaching clients for people who want to write their book, So and she's been doing this not for a year. She's been doing this kind of stuff for decades. So she is a seasoned expert. She was originally one of my first mentors as I started out in business, and I highly recommend her to you. And then we have Darlene Petrie from Scam Prevention International, a fairly new business, but a heart to help people over 50 who are pushing the wrong buttons and making bad juju come through their computer. Okay. She's helping them figure out how to stop that stuff and how to react to it. And can you imagine, we get a group like this together, and usually in Mastermind, we have 8 to 20 people. Sometimes we break into small groups if our groups are too big. And we have this kind of discussion. And if we have a discussion about something, the kind of discussion just takes us. So girls, I want to show them how this is done. Are you ready to give them an opportunity to see how Mastermind is done? Okay. So oftentimes, go ahead and unmute yourself, all of you. Okay. Oftentimes we will bring a challenge or an idea. Okay. Or we'll bring a decision that we need to make to the group, and then we'll all brainstorm and strategize on it. Do any of you have any of those things going on right now, like a decision you need to make, an idea that you have, or a challenge that you're having? If you don't, I'll come up with one. I'm just trying to give you a chance first.
Because I'm new, I do have the challenges. And that is, I know one of the things that I am always told is that I undercharge. And so trying to have it so that for what I don't think of charging for what my worth is. I think of charging of what people of all levels are going to be able to pay. And so I do have it so that, like right now, I'm having the monthly fee is $9.97 a month to have 4 sessions each month, like once a week, on different types of scam prevention.
Okay, how much was that again?
$9.97 a month US.
Okay, that's for membership?
Yes. Or if people don't want to do the monthly membership and they see something that they want an individual session on, which is usually anywhere from half an hour to an hour, I charge $5 for that. But they don't get the private group membership in the webs in Facebook, where they would be able to have open conversation with other like-minded people in a private. Scam Prevention 101 is what I'm calling that group.
How long is your one-on-one?
Oh, the one-on-ones are different. Okay, the one-on-one, I feel that, again, because I want it to be available for everybody, the one-on-ones, I will charge $65 an hour.
Okay.
But if they want to pick a one-off session of a group session of scam prevention, then I would charge $5 versus the $9.97 a month.
Okay. So my initial thoughts is that these prices are way too cheap. I wouldn't even start a membership site that didn't start at $27 a month, at least. Okay. And I know you're looking at consumers, individuals, not business owners. So that is something to take into account. A business owner will typically pay $97 as a starting thing or something like that, because they have revenue. They have money that's coming in from the business. So they'll reallocate some of that back into marketing. But when you're talking about a individual and for a service, they're kind of used to paying $27, $37 a month. I like the 7s because Walmart uses them and it trains the world, and people sign up easily when you use 7s. Also, your $5 session, I would never offer a $5 session at all, ever. What do you ladies think about that? What do you think about that price?
I think that's an introductory one-time only special. You get to have one for $5. It's a lead magnet. It's your tripwire to get somebody to come in. If somebody is worried about being scammed online, that means they're being online. If they're being online for anything other than business, and their business should be covering should be covering it, then $9.97 a month is not going to kill them, because what they're doing online is either buying stuff or free. So to figure out how to keep themselves best covered, most people will be fine with $10. Yes, I understand about some people just don't have the money to do stuff, but if they can't afford the $10 to keep themselves and their children safe, then why are they spending the money to be on the internet? Because it's 10 times as much at least.
Yeah, that $9.97, the reason that I wouldn't go that low is because the tools that you need to run a proper membership site are going to suck up a bunch of that money, right? So I would not go $9.97. I mean, $19.97 maybe, and $27 would be more like it. You're going to get fewer members, but you're going to have more committed people, and you're going to have higher profit. And if you don't have profit, you can't stay in business. So you won't be around to give anybody anything. Another thing you can do on a membership site is you can have a free Facebook group where you do give out tips into the Facebook group, and all the people who are too broke to afford the program can actually get the freebies from there and kind of start there. But your program should have some kind of a pricing on it that you are going to become profitable. Okay, you can't be going in the hole. And my concern is that with $9 a month, you will go in the hole. Eventually, you will not, because there's other things that you need in business and marketing and stuff like that, and tools, and that's just going to eat that right up.
That $9.97, that was a Facebook group, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the tools are basically free in that case, but it's harder to.
She's going to need email marketing though to talk to these people, and even that's going to sweep up some bandwidth.
A bit, yeah. But the thing about having we do private Facebook groups, and they're great. But the thing about having a private Facebook group and not having somewhere else that you can gate your information and your community is Facebook can shut you down at any time. And therefore, you won't be able to talk to any of them if you don't have a different method. So if you have your own membership based, like what Kerry's talking about, then you always have access to them, and it won't be a problem if Facebook goes down for, say, 6 hours.
Yeah. Donna, did you have any thoughts about anything that Darlene has shared?
I find it very, very interesting because there's sort of this has two prongs to it. One is price and one is service. And so if you're attempting to sell a service and you're trying to find the price, and I'm, as you were speaking, I couldn't help but think that there may be two ways to think about pricing. So what if in your marketing schema you had a corporate membership as well as a membership for seniors? And that way your corporate memberships could be subsidizing your seniors who need protection from the creepy crawlies that are out there on the internet. And in fact, your corporate membership could maybe even include corporate sponsors who would sponsor your support for seniors who are in this. And there's a third way that you might look at pricing in terms of what Kerry said, is that should you decide to raise your price from the $9.97 to a higher price, what if that price was, for instance, 2 for 1? So me and my girlfriend could share a membership, and that way,
or me and my grandmother,
your reach expands. You and your grandmother, yes, you and your great aunt who needs this, and now you begin to get commitment and loyalty and expansion without necessarily having to say, well, they can't afford it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I love those ideas. And in fact, as she's talking about corporate sponsors, I was thinking that corporate business owners may get behind something like this, because when they realize that, hey, I'm going to look like a hero to the seniors community. And if that was their community, and I'm just thinking, I know a couple of actual people that we could refer to you that is their community. It's the seniors community. So those types of people, those companies that service those types of people want to look like a hero to that group of people. So to say that I'm a sponsor of Scam Prevention International is something that they could put on their website. It's something they could brag about. It's something that, they would get cred online for that, being part of that. So building that into your program would be awesome. And you could do this like $100, $300 a month, but you could also do it like, get started out with it being like $1,000 a year or something like that, which gives you more upfront capital to work with, and then can pay for some of the costs that you're going to have as you build this out and do that. So there's some great opportunities there. Another thing I just want to mention is Donna mentioned price versus service, but I wanted to add another word there, which is value. Okay. And yes, you can start at $9.97 as your first initial, especially if you're just doing your initial launch. Yes, you do want to keep your price low because you can go up from there, right? And you get your first core group of people involved. But the word you really want to learn is value, because when you add value to the membership, then it's going to be better for you overall, because people are no longer looking at the price; they're looking at the value. What did I get when I actually became a member of Darlene's Scam Prevention International? And it's like, at some point, the value exceeds what the price is. And it's no longer, it's a no-brainer. It's why Donna Dahl has been part of CIBN's Excalibur program all these years. That's why Melody Grant has been part of everything for the last 4 years, because the price of time and money has been actually, like, that's small compared to the value of what she gets in part of the program. So they're part of the program on an ongoing basis, and that's what you want. You want this swell of value.
And I can actually talk to that a little bit more, because I actually just recently purchased a program myself that I actually had no interest in taking the program because of the level at which I'm at. What I bought it for is because they added in some extra bonuses that the value of those was worth it for me to actually buy the program. They had this software widget that it was like, oh my God, that's going to save me 10 hours a week. I need that. So I bought for the value that they brought to it.
I'm thinking I've bought products from Donna and from Melody too, and it's the same kind of thing. It was the value of what was added into the package. I was just thinking, Melody, I was using about 5 or 6 different tools that were actually all covered by using Keep Infusionsoft. And when I actually switched, and when I worked with Melody and Richard, and I switched that over, I think I was paying $1,400 a month in different tools, and it went down to like $200 with all the different things that I needed in that. And I got some pretty crazy tools in there, like things like I have a video portal, and of course there's the campaigns for the email marketing, and there's the customer retention management system, but there's all kinds of little extra perks and stuff in there that came with it, so I could stop paying all this other stuff. So it was all like in one big fat happy package. So, and because they were partners with that, they were able to actually give me a really amazing price, which they've continued to be able to do for other people in the network as they needed tools to do stuff. Like if they were trying to build a membership site, or if they were trying to get something else going, or they're trying to reach their existing client base, so they've been able to do that over and over and over again. I have one more for you guys. Here's one mastermind on, and I think you'll all have ideas about this. And I think this is something that we mastermind on kind of regularly in our masterminds. We talk about things like, where do you get leads from? Because that's a need that every business has, right? Where would you get some leads? And I know if your business is smaller and it's just you or a couple of people, a lot of times the leads that you're looking for is just, you need some one-on-one appointments. You just need some leads, right? Where you can talk to people, right? So if your business has been going for a while and you're scaling it out, maybe you need more leads en masse. So I know I have a good group here to ask this question because you all have ideas about this. So if I were a business and I came into the mastermind and I said, I just really need help getting some leads. All right, Melody, Grant, what would you tell me I needed to do?
The first thing I'd tell you to do is look at your existing list and see when was the last time everybody came in, because quite often your clients don't actually need more leads. What they need to do is re-engage with the ones that they already have, because a lot of people don't realize that it takes between the numbers keep changing, and the more people are online and the less the people are online, these numbers change. But it takes between 7 and 23 touches before somebody will decide to do business with you. So if you have sent out 3 emails to somebody and then, oh, well, they're not interested in it, and given up, well, you're actually not giving that the time that it takes to actually develop the know, like, and trust for somebody. So you need to actually be working your existing leads. If you have actually done that and you're keeping in good touch with all of your leads and clients, and you've have regularly followed up with people who have fallen away, then my best suggestion is it depends. It depends on what you do. So, for example, for scam prevention, you could actually go in and start doing talks in seniors' homes, or you could go to corporations who do packages for their staff, where they have people come in and talk about stuff and that they actually provide for their staff. I used to work for a financial company where they would, one of the perks that they had for us is that we had a phone line that we could call, and they could help us with finding therapy, or if we just wanted to chat with somebody, where to go for finding help with education for your kids, they could do that kind of stuff. So if you could hook up with some of those corporations and do talks for them, you could do something like that for Darlene. For Donna, I would actually suggest going on any of the book forums, getting into any of the big book clubs. Another good place that would be is actually to perhaps talk to university professors who are doing creative writing classes, because they're always going to know some of their kids who need some extra help, who aren't going to pass the classes, and Donna could be a good resource for that. For CIBN, we're always looking for new businesses. So you just, one of the things that I pre-pandemic, I would have suggested is just go around and go introduce yourself. Yeah. Minuteman Press on 6th, they used to do that too. They don't do it right now, but I'm sure Ray will start doing it as soon as he's allowed to start doing that again. So, yeah. So there is all sorts of different ways that that somebody could come up with new leads. And the thing about being in the so coming in with your question into a mastermind where you can actually articulate who you are, what your client looks like, and who the exact person that you're looking for is, right, then we can actually help you out much better than, well, how do I find leads? What do you do? So
yeah, that's very true. It really matters on who's asking that question, because different methods are going to be for different people in different kinds of industries. Donna, what would you tell people if someone came to you and said, "How would I get more leads?" And let's say it's Darlene or Melody or myself. We come to you. We say, "We need more leads, Donna." What would you add to that pile about where we could get some? What kind of information would you have as if we're masterminding that?
One of the things that would happen is that somewhere during the conversation, you would get the question, what are you giving in order to get? What are you giving in order to be receiving? And so I would say, When's the last time you were on social media to say happy birthday or congratulations or rah rah sis boom bah, somebody else's video, somebody else's accomplishment or achievement? Are you out there giving these people your attention, your affection, your praise? Because this matters. We can talk about soft skills in a corporate environment. That kind of thing that says, okay, when you come to work, do you smile when you say good morning, or do you say, I haven't had my coffee yet? Like, you want to be able to show up with gratitude, with support, with kindness and consistency, because that's in this kind of situation, you're better off trying to soft sell by keeping you top of mind with your presence, with your soft skills, than you are necessarily by saying, hey, I found another way to slice bread today and you have to buy my thing. Because chances are you're not going to sell anything.
That's right. That's right. That's some great advice. And of course, I know if you get to know Donna, I know one of the things that she's used to bring herself more business too is she writes books. She hands them out like business cards. Or
Highly recommend
books.
that.
Yeah. And that is
I've actually ghostwritten books that my clients use for that purpose. So great idea.
There's some right there, some that she's written. Darlene is you're not in marketing, but if somebody asked you where they would get more leads, what would you tell them?
Oh, I would definitely direct them to CIBN, and I keep doing that. And I would recommend like Donna had said, the social media and commenting, even if you don't know the people, is to wish them happy birthday. I do that, and I find that by recognizing people that are on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, by responding to them, I find that they are looking up my information. So I really make sure, and Kerry has a great video on your LinkedIn on how to improve your LinkedIn so that people can connect with you right away. And then the classes of the 700 things to post, like you get those already and they're set to go when something comes up that you think, oh, I can respond to that. I have a post for that already.
Yeah.
So you can respond
right
away.
Actually, she's referring to something that we do. It's called it's a challenge we put on a couple times a year where we do how to create 700 posts in 7 days for your social media. And we actually help people accomplish that. And then we also have the videos where we're training people how to do different things. And some of this answers this question about where to get leads. That's actually found on our CIBN TV channel on YouTube, which is free. Anyone can go there at CIBN space TV. That's how you find us there. In fact, I just did one called Leads, Sales, and Results, which is a great video on exactly how to get leads. And it talks about 3 or 4 different ways. So I don't even have to get into it right now because you can go watch that video at CIBN TV. But we have to wrap up because we have 1 hour here today and we're just about on the time here. But I want to thank everyone for coming and for, kind of just giving everybody kind of an example of how we might be masterminding or brainstorming around an idea. And you can see here, we just had 4 people. Imagine if we had 8 or 10 people in a group and we were really getting into a subject and we had a variety of experts and perspectives. We also have people who have been in business like Donna for many years. We have people who have been in business a very short time, but they also have wisdom because they have fresh ideas. Sometimes we sit around and we rehash the same ones over and over again. And the newbie comes in and they're like, well, I want to do blah. And we're like, wonder if that would work. Like right now I'm researching summits and how summits can bring you leads and stuff like this. So there's always new ideas, right? So we're really looking forward to more people joining the Mastermind program. We have a few spots left this time. We only take 25 in at a time in November. So there's a few spots left. If you want to actually join us in the mastermind, you can find the information for the next event that's coming up on thecibn.com on our event page. Or again, if you go to CIBN TV, I posted a video yesterday, which actually is a 90-minute webinar. It's called Discover Mastermind, how to have 3 times the sales, or how to have 3 times the success in business. That's what it's called. And that 90-minute webinar actually explains our entire program and all the goodies you get. And man, we have packed some value into that. There's like $27,000 worth of value into that program. So go ahead and watch that on the CIBN TV channel on YouTube. And we're looking forward to seeing more of you in the future. Ladies, how do we always end the CIBN meeting?
Happy capitalism.
Happy capitalism. Oh wait, that's how we start the mastermind.
So happy capitalism, everybody. And I see we have people watching us. Thank you for watching us. And we hope to see you soon at a mastermind meeting at CIBN. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Happy capitalism.